like the full Dookie Super Saiyan Goku.
And absolutely dislike hard plastic capes.
Give me GT Goku, now give me my future, go on!
Like, I don't know.
Anyway, welcome to the Plastic Power Podcast. I am your host, Champ, and this is Daredevil 19 with his Wano greeting.
Yeah. Daredevil 19, yes. Today we have a special episode.
Yes.
And a non-biased episode. I won't say
I thought you were
who
going to
would
say
be biased.
I thought you were going to say non-binary. I'm like, what?
I'm not going to say who would be biased if they were here. I won't mention any names, all right? It's not like he's the other host.
Oh yeah, it's not like he's here to defend himself.
I said that in the chat that we have, and it's just the three of us. So it was obvious I was talking about him. And I'm like, I won't mention any names as I'm talking to Champ.
Yeah.
It's obvious who it was because he's just the only other one in there with us.
Yeah.
The PP podcast chat.
But this is a interesting discussion because
Oh yeah.
I just I basically finished Wano. I mean, I still have like 8 more episodes, but like
He started One Piece a month ago and he already caught up. I'm just kidding.
if I had the time and no life, then probably. But
I don't know if you would be able to finish it in a month. I really don't know if you could.
There's probably a way you could just stay it up 24/7.
Wano's over 1100, right?
Yeah, it's from like 890 something to 1188. 188.
Right, so let's just say 1100 episodes. Let's just round it off. Times what, like 22 minutes each anime episode. I'm not going to start doing the whole math, but it took you like a little over a year. I mean, you weren't watching it 24/7. You were watching,
Are you talking from East Blue or from Wano?
From when you began.
I began in like I think I began this month in 2023 when the live action was coming out.
Yeah.
So it took me about 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work, but it's a really fun series. A lot of people get discouraged with how many episodes there are because there's very, very few anime that hit over just 500 episodes, and this is over double that, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So for people out there, if you never watch One Piece, watch it. It's such a great series. Like Dragon Ball used to be like my all-time favorite. Then I discovered Naruto, One Piece, Berserk. There's so many other good anime out there, and One Piece to me, I feel like is one of the top best anime. If you don't believe me, ask I Show Speed too. He said because that's his favorite.
Yeah.
Anime. That is his favorite anime, and he says it's the best anime. It really is one of the best. I'm not like just saying that because I love One Piece. I do love One Piece, but it really is a great series overall.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned Dragon Ball because that's the topic for today's video. Got a little sidetracked.
Yeah,
but we're talking about comparing the transformations between Dragon Ball and One Piece, and we're kind of comparing based on like how they work in the narrative, their usage, were they effective, the build up. Because after seeing Gear 5 Luffy, after seeing him in action, honestly, that is like one of the top like 3 best transformations in anime. Because there was so much hype, so much build up. There were little like foreshadows with all the way to like Skypiea, if you want to go all the way back. That has hinted that about this, about Joy Boy, and hinting about more about Luffy's like devil fruit and things like that. Where
his devil fruit is now, right?
Yeah, it's a human fruit.
Yeah, it's like a god.
Nika the sun god.
Yeah. So it's crazy because Luffy still doesn't realize it, which is funny. But how perfect was like his abilities? Like how Gear 5 was? How perfect did that fit his personality? Like it was like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
I
And
love it because not only is it like wacky like Looney Tunes, but also during the whole fight, we see Luffy getting his ass kicked by Kaido.
3 different
And
times.
then yeah, like I think 3 times he got defeated
The
by
fourth time is the fourth time is when he hit Gear 5.
and we see, Luffy being the underdog during this whole fight. And then when he gets Gear 5, he's treating Kaido like a Looney Tunes cartoon, just doing wacky stuff with him. He was like
I love
like
how he just laughs all the time.
yeah,
And
and he
when
was like
he beats
he
him up,
like
he
he gets
laughs.
big and everything and grabs him like a lizard. Like
Yeah,
grabbing
yeah.
lizards in the backyard, and he's just throwing
Throws a
them
lightning
around.
bolt at him.
And it is so amazing because we're seeing our protagonist finally overcome this huge obstacle where he is now
Yeah.
like a little bit like kind of like Goku when he went Super Saiyan against
Super
Frieza.
Saiyan, yeah, I was
Like they're
gonna say
kind of
exactly
equal,
the
but he
same
has a little bit
time.
more leverage,
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it
Much more powerful than Super Saiyan, I think.
yeah.
I don't know about I don't want to get into all that this versus that, but
But
yeah,
I will say like compare like this fight with Kaido did make me think of this fight with Goku and Frieza during the
yeah,
Namek
yeah,
saga because again Goku was also the underdog in that fight. He was,
got his ass beat.
yeah, he tried the Kaioken, the Spirit Bomb. He tried different
Yeah,
techniques
even
and Frieza was
even other
not
people
given.
were fighting him.
Yeah.
And Luffy did have a couple people help him at first, and Yamato helped him at one point. So that was also similar too. Like when Goku was in that chamber where he was trying to heal or something, and he
Yeah, he
couldn't
was in
fight.
the medical
Yeah,
tub.
just like with Luffy, he couldn't fight, and
Hmm.
Zoro even had to protect him and blocking Big Mom and Kaido's attack. Like Zoro is really powerful too, and you see how much he's grown as a character. It's just so much growth with these characters that we've been following for in their time. It's been what, like a little over 2 years, or was it 3 years? Their skip was what, two
It
years
was two
so
years, so
combined.
it's a little bit like 2 years and a couple of months or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like maybe 2.5 years or something like that,
Yeah,
because they were in East Blue. They did everything all the way up to Marineford, and then the 2 year time skip. So who knows how many months that was? I'm sure
yeah,
hardcore One Piece fans know the exact time length that took. And then there's also the time length from Fishman Island to Wano. So Oda, like what you were saying, he was sprinkling it even back in Skypiea. This is how good of a writer he is. He doesn't forget stuff. Akira Toriyama, on the other hand, even Danny, Geekdom 101 himself, says he forgets his own shit all the time. But you know what it is? He did have a big hiatus as
hmm,
well, so I understand that. But Oda, I really love the type of personality he gives all these characters, and just how much time and effort this guy puts into his story. Like, he really is dedicated. He gets 3 hours of sleep a night. This is why he's been taking breaks lately too, because the guy, he's kind of like making himself get sick.
yeah,
We don't want that. It's like you got to take your breaks, man. Now they're doing live action that he has to also look over too. So, like when you first watch Skypiea, you don't think of that. You don't think of that the sun god thing back then,
yeah,
but then it makes sense, and you also see videos of people talking about it and all this and that. So that there's a lot of stuff that he puts in his stories, and he doesn't just do stuff for no reason. He does stuff for a reason. Characters come back all the time, or narratives from stories are brought back up. So there is a lot of depth to One Piece. Some people might say there isn't, but there really is if
I
you're
would
a
say
hardcore
there's a
fan.
lot more consistency with
Yeah.
Oda's story compared to like Toriyama's with Dragon Ball because I
Yeah.
a lot of it's not just Toriyama but like I'm sure even Oda has had his moments where he kind of forgot something but then he later
Oh yeah,
touches
right.
on uh,
There's so much to the
yeah,
stories. Yeah.
but like with Toriyama, rest his soul and everything, but
Mhm.
with Toriyama, he was more, I guess, like especially in Super, because Super he wasn't like really like yeah he had like maybe like notes, on like how
Mm,
the story arc would go, but he wasn't
yeah.
like going really detailed into it. At least not like compared to Daima, where you just saw these, he had these ideas, and we got to see more of this lore. Although it kind of
Even super.
retcons of what we've seen before, and
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
creates a whole can of worms, especially with the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. And I was watching, going talking about Geekdom. Shout out to Geekdom. We had him on the podcast before, but he mentioned how it's like continuity, or canon. That word canon is non-existent to the Japanese. They don't really think about like, oh, it's all, it has to fit all this narrative. They're just thinking about, oh, would it be cool to introduce this in the story? This will create high
Mm,
merchandise, yada yada yada. Um,
yeah.
with Oda, he really does seem like he wants to make sure, like, hey, you get the proper build up. And I'm not just saying Oda does this. I'm sure there's other animes that do this
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
But we'll talk about those other animes in
Attack on
uh
Titan.
yeah,
Yeah,
Attack
for
on
Naruto.
Titan.
Tons of other anime manga do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like we'll talk about those in another video, but we just want to talk about Dragon Ball and One Piece specifically because I grew up on Dragon Ball. That was my first anime, and then
Same.
watching One Piece, it just makes me feel like a kid watching Dragon Ball again, but
Yeah.
on like a different level where it's
He was very inspired by Toriyama, and Luffy is
oh yeah, and
very
I
much
I think they were
inspired by
friends too,
Goku.
Oda and Toriyama. I think they were
Yeah,
really
yeah.
close.
They even did a special before with Goku, with One Piece, Dragon Ball, and that one cooking anime, Toriko or something. I never
Yeah.
saw it, but yeah, yeah, they were friends for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I'm not trying to knock anyone's craft or anything, not trying to knock down Toriyama, but I will say, like, compared to the past, like, built like transformations or like arcs that we had in Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
they fall a little flat because they have this great build up, of like the arc, especially in
Especially
Super and
Super
Daima.
Saiyan, yeah, Super Saiyan God was such a big buildup. Like, oh my God, what's
Yeah.
this new mythical godlike power?
And then in the next movie, we get another evolution called Super Saiyan Blue, but we don't get to
Yeah, yeah,
see Goku and Vegeta go through their. I mean, we get a hint of it. We get a sneak peek. We get a little bit of them training, and then in the
and
anime,
they
they
skip
go into
Vegeta, Super Saiyan God.
yeah, like it would have been better if we got to see that growth a little bit more. The anime tried to cover it, but it doesn't go
Mhm.
into depth. Like I would like to see more of like OG Dragon Ball, like when Goku and Krillin were training with Roshi. I really like
Yeah,
that when Goku and Vegeta were training on their Whis, but I wanted to see more of that. Show that while Frieza's training or whatever, There was
yeah,
no
yeah, yeah. They don't even show Frieza training. Like the hyperbolic time chamber, them training to fight Cell was awesome too.
yeah, even though some of that in the anime is filler, but like
Mhm.
still, it's good to expand more about on that. It would have been such a better payoff if Goku and Vegeta started as Super Saiyan gods during Resurrection F, and then one of them unlocked Super Saiyan Blue, during the fight with Frieza. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe Vegeta, because a lot of people wanted Vegeta Super Saiyan God to look blue while Goku's was red, so you could have had a cool contrast. Vegeta's able to get a step up.
like Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct, yeah,
Yeah,
different color.
so
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
have done something like that to kind of contrast the two personalities, and then after a while, we speed to Tournament of Power. Goku is able to use Kaioken with Kaioken Blue, and then Super Vegeta is able to use this anime only Super,
Evolution.
yeah, Vegeta
Yeah, the evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah,
And then Goku. Now, this is where things do kind of get interesting, is where Goku goes Ultra Instinct. Now, that is
yeah,
something that was foreshadowed and mentioned by Whis in
yeah,
Resurrection F when he says you have to, not think too, like, use, think too much, and you have to be relaxed, but not to be too
yeah,
relaxed. It needs to be a nice balance. And Goku reaches that balance. And this is like, oh, this is the actual technique or transformation. I mean, I call it a transformation because he actually his hair transforms and everything,
yeah,
goes
yeah.
white and
And
everything.
he's like he's totally different too. He's a lot more serious.
Yeah,
Out of all like the newer transformations, Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego are my favorites with the newer generation of Dragon
And
Ball
that's the
Super.
thing. Who knows how long these transformations are gonna last? Because who knows, they might pull out something else out of their ass now.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm talking about specifically Toei, or like maybe Tortora will be forced to pull another transformation. But I would like
yeah,
for
yeah.
Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego to be the final transformations, the
It should
peak.
be, yeah.
Because
Because it's like how many more are they gonna do, and you're just gonna change their color.
yeah,
Like that's why I liked Frieza's transformations, and he still has another one that we haven't seen in the anime. It's in the manga, of course, but I like his transformations because it gives him a different look as well. I mean, since Final Form Golden Frieza, it's more color changes with subtle differences, which is fine. The Black Frieza looks pretty damn awesome too, but I always liked his different forms that he. Same with Cell. He had different transformations and looked almost totally different.
yeah.
That was more Z like because even Zarbon had a transformation like that. Garlic Jr. had a transformation like that. I mean, Broly has a cool Saiyan transformation because he gets huge,
Yeah.
like the Z Broly. I mean, not
Well, I
the
even
Super.
argue that Super does have some cool transformations because he goes into that like
Yeah,
Super Saiyan 4 rage state where he's not Super
yeah,
Saiyan 4
that was
the
cool. Yeah,
and then he goes Super Saiyan and then he goes the legendary. Like I like
and
that. It's like
he does bulk up a little more when he's Super Broly or yeah, that's
yeah,
what it's called, like Super Bro, full power Broly.
yeah, or Berserk Broly or Legendary Broly. I
Yeah,
think that's what
yeah.
they call him. But like it's still like I the thing with Dragon Ball now is that it's more focused on like creating those hype moments with little to
Mhm.
no payoff, build up, and then little to no payoff. Where Luffy now, where he's at, once he gets Gear 5, he doesn't lose the fight again. He wins with
Mhm.
Gear 5. And he won,
Yeah, yeah.
the previous fights with different, like, so Gear 4 Snake Man. He won that against, what was his name? Cute. God, what's his name? The Mochi guy. Oh my God.
Oh, Katakuri.
Katakuri. Yeah, he won
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fight with Gear 4 Snake Man. Then
I feel like he got lucky in that fight.
oh yeah,
I don't know
he
how he beat
but what I
because
also
Katakuri
like about that,
really wrecked him.
is that he finally, well, I don't want to say he mastered observation Haki, but he finally
Yeah,
got
yeah,
the hang
yeah,
of it. He was starting to,
yeah.
because at the
It's
beginning,
like he trains off who he's fighting, which is
yeah,
similar to Saiyans in a way. Saiyans, they get more powerful after every battle, whether they lose or win. So it's similar in a way, but Luffy is training and watching how these people are stronger than him. He's learning off them, like same with Rob Lucci and CP9. He
yeah.
learned off them to acquire Gear 2. Katakuri, like he learned off how he's fighting to figure out how to make himself like how he's using observation hockey, but better.
But
So
it,
it is interesting how he
but
uses
also it's also good because in the beginning of Fishman Island during the post time skip, so we know about Luffy trained with Rayleigh for 2 years, but we don't know what
yeah,
kind of training what extent was that training? Was it like did he
yeah,
fully
yeah. They
master
don't
the
fully
techniques?
show it.
Because we see that he's he's stronger than the
I feel like he didn't fully master everything in
and he
Gear
no,
5.
he didn't with those flashbacks. He didn't really fully he got the hang of it. He knew,
Yeah.
but he never really he never mastered, like he was still like a Padawan learning about the Haki.
And he
So,
always excuse me, he always had like a time limit, and then he wouldn't be able to fight like
yeah,
when he was fighting Doflamingo, and then who was it? Sabo had to step in because
yeah,
Burgess was trying to get at Luffy. So even with Kaido, when he was fighting Kaido in Gear 4, and he told Zoro, I need to like rest for a minute. Can you handle this?" Zoro's like, "Yeah, I got you."
yeah.
So he definitely was not fully, he did not complete his Gear 4 training. I feel like he has different techniques we still haven't
Well,
seen.
he didn't even
He's
finish his hockey like fully mastered it until he was captured in Wano,
Wano.
and
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Oh
when he
man,
really
Hio.
mastered observation Haki. And he
Yeah,
discovered the new level of armament Haki, which was what they call Ryu and Wano.
yeah. You don't technically hit them. It's like your
You
energy
your
hitting them.
energy, and it damages
Yeah,
them from the inside, which is a key which is one of the key techniques that he learns and uses against Kaido, and that's
Yeah,
how he
yeah,
wins in this fight.
yeah. So even Haki was teased in Skypiea, like
Mm-hmm.
observation Haki, like what he learned off Katakuri. Which back then, when you're watching it, you're like, damn, these guys are just that good. They each have the special ability, and it's like how are like our Straw Hats gonna defeat them? But come to find out, I feel like that was Oda, playing with the idea of like observation Haki, but wasn't sure if he wanted to follow through on it. And it's pretty cool how it worked out because now we see what that was. It was observation Haki where you could look into the future a little bit. What
Yeah.
Shanks has that as well. But so many characters, I mean, not so many, like a select few characters do have that ability to be able to look into the future, just like a few seconds,
Yeah.
you know? Shanks might be able to look like a minute or so into the future. Like he might be that advanced in it. Because Katakuri, I think, could only do what, like 5 seconds or 4 seconds or something.
Yeah,
Like it was
I
only
think
a
it was like yeah, it was like a little bit of only a little bit, but like
yeah,
I
only
like
the
how there's like different layers. It's kind of like if you're playing a video game and there's like a skill tree, so you like you
yeah,
level up and then you upgrade that and you upgrade
yeah,
it
yeah,
again. So it's like
yeah.
I do like how there's like multiple layers. The only thing
What?
that no, go ahead.
Good. No, I was gonna say like Dragon Ball, they're doing that as they're training, but they don't really like fully explain certain things like that.
Yeah. Like I feel like the
It,
only time they kind of explained that was I mean I know when
like
they were
instant transmission, that's
yeah.
something different.
Well, when they
That's a
were
really cool.
mastering Super Saiyan during the Cell arc, when they
Ye-
were talking about like, oh, to
Yeah.
go into a different grade, you use too much muscle in order to fully perfect.
Oh, when they're bulked up and they're like Super
Yeah,
Saiyan 2 is pointless.
that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like where they're like trying to get to that next level, and only Gohan was able to get to that first. For the time.
Yeah, yeah, really accomplished Super Saiyan 2 where it was effective in the way Goku and Vegeta were hoping it would be when it wasn't.
Yeah,
Another thing with the Saiyan transformations, most of the time it's their hair color. What I liked about the with Super Saiyan 4 in GT and Daima, now they both have a similar look, and I like it that they combine like their ape and human forms, so kind of
yeah,
similar to like I forgot what kind of devil fruits they're called, but like Rob Lucci has and Kaido, where they're like have an animal devil fruit. Paramecia, no, Paramecia is like what Ace has, I think. I don't know, but it's like that, so it's not just the same old hair color change.
yeah,
Well, I mean, Super Saiyan 3 was different because the hair grew longer. Super Saiyan 4 I liked because it just was a totally different look. Their hair was the same, but added. They had a little more hair added down by their neck.
yeah,
And then they got the tail, then they got the fur. What I liked about Daima, see, Toriyama did that, but he also, made him even more gorilla like, gave him the thicker arms. Some people didn't like that, but I thought, I'm like, that's pretty interesting that he kind of did what Super Saiyan 4 was, but added a little more, gorilla monkey like to it I dug that idea. Some people didn't like the thicker forearms, but I thought it was pretty cool, and it's different for Saiyan. It's not like the same, this typical type Saiyan transformation.
yeah.
They didn't just get either super bulky or their hair didn't go from their regular color to blonde or to like red or blue. So that I enjoyed. With Luffy, I mean, other characters do have like, different transformations, but Luffy, his gear too, it's kind of like Super Saiyan. It just changed something in color. His skin was more
I
pinkish.
almost compare Gear 2 to Kaioken, the way like how it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
enhances
yeah,
your strength and speed, but then it has kind of like a time limit on it where it just like makes you like kind
yeah.
of drain you faster.
It's like all of Luffy's transformations had that.
Yeah.
Because even Gear 3, when he used that, he'd get real tiny and like
Yeah.
chibi.
But he mastered that so it doesn't affect him anymore like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that doesn't affect him anymore. Then Gear 4 reminds me of like how Super Saiyan 4 was.
Yeah.
It like switched up his look. He looks so much more badass. It was very reminiscent to how like Super Saiyan 4 was for like Goku and Vegeta.
It also
And then
kind of
Gear
like
5,
starts to show, yeah, it should, like when he has that little cloud thing around him in Gear 4, it kind of shows like, oh, he's heading that transformation to Gear 5. Like he's slowly and then when he's in Snake Man, you see it a little bit more, you know? So I like how it kind of like, you know,
he
kind
got
of
like the tribal tattoos for some reason, which look dope.
well that
It's just
yeah, I don't know
ridiculous.
why that was like his Haki just doing that on him. I don't know why that was, but it did look
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's a very cool look. And then he also had that weird one in Thriller Bark, which I don't really count as transformation because it was just a one time only thing.
Oh, when he's
But
like
it was
all
like
zombie
really,
Luffy, oh
yeah,
Hulk
yeah,
Luffy,
yeah.
because they
Gear 5. Yeah.
they put
He was
all
like
the
Hulk
souls in
Luffy.
his body.
It was cool looking. I did dig the design of it. That was pretty cool. To me, that was like the only thing I really liked in Thriller Bark. And then when Kuma showed up and Zoro, did all that shit.
Yeah,
Anyway, Gear 5 now. That reminds me of like how Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego are. It feels like they reached a level where they pretty much completed their and mastered their most powerful like transformation or level up or upgrade.
yeah.
That's what I feel like Gear 5 is like in One Piece, comparing it to Dragon Ball. Like I like once again Ultra Ego, Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct, it's pretty much like a hair color change, but it just switches up their personalities. Like Gear 5 switches up Luffy's personality.
Yeah.
He's totally different. You get to see it again soon. So, but I mean, I love both. Dragon Ball is always going to be the OG. I feel like that paved the way for everything, and One Piece is highly inspired by Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Oda has said it himself. I don't want to say like what I like better. I mean, there's some things I like better here, some things I like better there. It's. I feel like One Piece though. I'd probably like if you had to choose which ones do you find more entertaining? What is better progressing with the story, like story wise, with that transformation? I feel like Super Saiyan, that was a really big
Yeah.
thing with the story because it was also lore with the Saiyans, legendary Saiyan.
Even Super
Uh,
Saiyan 2 with the build up with Gohan as just his character from when they Z starts, showing that he has this potential in him that may
yeah.
surpass Goku and
That
everyone
was yeah,
else.
that was built up from since like Z. He's always had a hidden potential of some sort of power, and Goku always knew it. Piccolo always knew it, and
Super Saiyan 4 for Daima though is I feel like is one of the transformations that was just pulled out of thin air because it's
yeah, they
just
just
because Goku just like mentions at the last episodes like, oh yeah, I've been trying to, even though listen, I know a lot of people say like, oh well, Super Saiyan 4
I
GT
feel like
was
it
an
was more
ass pull,
fan
and I'm like,
service.
well yeah, it was because he literally had to pull the tail out of his ass. But
Yeah.
the thing with that
There
is
was a
that
little more build up
there
to
was a
that.
little bit more, and it showed that there were certain requirements you had. So you had to have a tail,
Yeah,
and you had to go in the Ozawa form, but get
the
control.
gold one.
The
Yeah.
you had to get control of that, and then you went to Super Saiyan 4. So there were requirements.
Yeah.
Daima kind of hints that there aren't really requirements. You just need to be. I mean, they don't really say like Goku got like
A specific type of Namek can awaken it in you.
yeah, like
If
some
you're
magic can awaken
magical
it,
enough.
but like other than
Yeah.
that, it's just like that doesn't really give us much. So that's why I'm
I
like,
feel like it was just more fan service. People, that's probably people's favorite thing in GT is the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. I know GT is hated by a lot of people. Some people like it and enjoy it. I liked like the second half on, but
yeah,
Super Saiyan 4 was probably my favorite thing in GT. And Toriyama knew this from the guy who's kind of like taking over the reins for Dragon Ball.
Tor.
Yeah. I feel like him and people like Toei or whatever were like, oh, Super Saiyan 4. He should have said this before. Like, Super Saiyan 4 is popular. Why don't you do something with that? So he did in Daima.
Mm,
So I feel like it was more of a fan service thing.
yeah. I mean, Super Saiyan 4
It
and
was still
GT
cool to
wasn't
see,
like
though.
the strongest form because Goku still got
No.
his ass kicked. The only
Yeah, they
time
had the fuse.
yeah, they had a fuse to
They could do
actually do some damage to
have
a
each other.
villain.
Yeah.
And even then,
So
the
it
final
wasn't.
blow wasn't with Super Saiyan 4; it was with the Spirit Bomb. That
I mean, same thing goes with Daima. The Super Saiyan 4 wasn't powerful enough to beat I forgot his name already.
oh yeah.
The main villain.
Yeah. Yeah, because all he did
He's
was
a very forgettable right there is a very very forgettable villain. I did not like him from the
yeah.
Supreme Kai's brother and sister much better. I feel like they should have been more the villains.
Goma was the name.
Yeah, Goma. Yeah. They needed to do some sort of special. I think what was it? Hit him in the back of the head or the back of the neck or
Yeah, hit
something.
him
But
back in the head 3 times for the eye to pop out.
yeah.
Otherwise, he would keep regenerating, and it would still have like unlimited like energy.
Oh, what was cool though, we never saw. My favorite thing was probably seeing Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3, and I thought it was so cool and unique giving him a different Super Saiyan 3 hairstyle. Like
Yeah.
it was similar, but not. His hair just went straight back, kind of like Beast go on, but I felt like his went more back instead of front.
Yeah, it went more back, and I don't
Yeah,
mind it. Like it makes it a little bit more unique to Vegeta.
yeah.
I hope one day if they bring back Super or do another show, Vegeta uses that more. People, I know a lot of
Yeah,
people complain like, oh well, why didn't he like do that in Battle of the
use
Gods?
it
Well,
in Super. Yeah,
one, Toriyama didn't think about it that time. That's like the most common answer ever. Two, would he really need a form that even Goku got defeated in? So, plus it was spur of the
yeah.
moment, so I don't think he's gonna waste a lot of
And it does
energy
take
going.
up a lot of their energy.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a big thing with Super Saiyan 3, which is why Goku never really liked using it because it just took up all of his energy. So, I mean, like we were saying though, I hope their transformations are done and this is their peak transformation. Like I know Gear 5 is going to be Luffy's peak transformation, but
oh, it
what
has to be. It's his
he
awakening for the Devil Fruit.
yeah,
Like,
what he doesn't know though is that he has that sun. It's the sun god devil
yeah,
fruit. He still thinks he has the gum gum devil
yeah.
fruit, which is funny. You'll get more into it. You're pretty much
Which is
up
funny
to.
because doesn't the once you eat the Devil Fruit, it passes the knowledge of what fruit that is once you eat it. So, like,
I don't know.
I thought that was
I mean,
established
Luffy's not
somewhere.
all that smart.
That's
Luffy's
true.
not all that smart
Maybe
too. So
the fruit when he bit like he ate it, it like told him all this shit, and he's like, so it makes me into a rubber person. Got it.
I wonder if it's like a sixth sense, like feeling, taste, seeing.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's just like a sense and it just becomes just like a third arm to you, or you know what I mean? Like just
yeah.
an extension of your body, and you're just like, oh shit, okay, like when Sabo ate the fire fruit. He
Hmm.
whatever flame fruit, fire fruit. He already knew what it was,
Yeah,
but he knew how to use it like that. So I feel like once you get it, you know how to use it right away, but you do need to master it. Like you don't master it right away. You just know how to use it, kind of like you know how to blink, and
yeah.
you know how to chew and stuff like that. So I think it's probably something
I
similar
think
to
with
that.
Saba though, he definitely utilizes that devil fruit a lot better than Ace because
Oh yeah,
he knows Haki, so and he's been
I
trained
think
by
he's
Luffy's.
stronger than
Yeah,
Ace.
oh,
Yeah,
definitely. I
yeah.
definitely
Some
think.
people think Ace is stronger, but I'm like hell no.
I think with
Sab even
Saba,
without
I
the
think with
devil
Saba
fruit, I
too
think
is
he's
that he's
stronger.
little bit more smarter with when it comes to battle. He doesn't get like egged on
Yeah,
unless he's trying to
yeah.
protect someone like Luffy. So like I don't think like you have like a scenario where like someone's gonna call him like names and then he's gonna go run back. He's gonna like unless someone's trying to attack him or his family, then of course like he's more
Yeah.
protective than offensive, which I kind of like.
Yeah. Plus, we never seen Ace use hockey, and during that time in the story, people were using it already. I don't know if they used Armament hockey then. Did they?
I think it was hinted at, but we didn't really.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
observate, like the what's the hockey where Luffy just looks and he
Observation.
knocks her.
Oh no, that's Conqueror's Haki or of the
That
colors of
like we
King,
knew there
Supreme
was
King.
that. Yeah, we didn't know like it wasn't official that Luffy had it, but he's using it, and Shanks had it
Yeah,
when he went on Whitebeard's ship that one time, and all the guys who weren't strong enough, you're gonna pass out.
yeah.
So they were. doing it, but I don't know if they were really touching up on armament hockey then. And it makes you wonder if Ace learned that and knew how to use it. You would think he did, but why wouldn't he use it when he fought Blackbeard?
True.
Because he would have had to have used that against Blackbeard because he was sucking up his power with his that black hole power he's got.
Hmm.
That's why I feel like Sabo is stronger than him. Not just because of hockey, plus he was also trained by freaking
It's
Dragon
also
Ball.
funny because during the fight with Kaido, Kaido mentions like he's like, "You think that you can be the Pirate King relying just on the Devil Fruit? No, there's people
Yeah,
who just rely on hockey. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, there's people out there who use hockey
Shanks.
like Shanks and are
Yeah,
stronger than you know."
Roger.
He's like, you will never become the Pirate King just relying on the Devil Fruit,
Rayleigh.
which it
Yeah,
makes
Rayleigh
sense
has it.
because like Shanks is like he's an emperor, a Yonko, and he doesn't
Mihawk.
have a yeah, and even me
Yeah.
well Mihawk's
If
like an
you think
emperor
about
level.
it, yeah, but he does not have a devil fruit. If you think
Yeah,
about it, a lot of the most powerful characters do not have a devil fruit. A nice chunk of them do, but a lot of them don't.
yeah.
Ben Beckman, which is like Zoro to Shanks, he
Hmm.
doesn't have one. Shanks doesn't have one. Who else was I just saying?
Rayleigh doesn't have
I
one.
think Dragon. Yeah, Rayleigh doesn't have one. Goldie Roger didn't have one.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean, it
think
wasn't
Dragon has
confirmed, but
one.
it's pretty
Garp doesn't
obvious.
have one.
No, I think Dragon does have one. Remember in Logtown
I thought he
when
wait, did he?
when Smoker, yeah, when Smoker, I don't know if he was about to kill Luffy, but he was about to like take him in, and Luffy was like right there to the Going Merry, and a hooded character, you saw a tattoo on his face,
Hmm.
came and grabbed.
I think he was using
Uh,
hockey though to grab Smoker though.
no, but you remember all of a sudden it got really windy and it started raining like crazy. Lightning came down and saved Luffy from getting decapitated by Buggy. You know, a lot of weather type stuff, and
Hmm.
nobody has
Is
had
is
any
that more
weather
like a
type devil
theory
fruit.
than an official?
It is a theory, but it makes a lot of sense. All of a sudden, just a bolt of lightning hits Luffy where he was, locked up and
I
couldn't
mean,
get
I
out.
always thought like, oh, like since Luffy carries the will of D, it's kind of like since he's like God's enemy, like maybe like the will of D is saying no, it's not your time yet to die. So it's like, nope, you're not dying here
Possibly,
yet.
yeah, it could
So
be
it's
that
more
too.
like like what do you
But they
call it,
really like focused
supernatural
on.
kind of thing going on.
Yeah, yeah. It could be that. Maybe the theorist, including myself, because I think Dragon has like a weather type devil fruit or he can control like wind and rain or
So he's
whatever,
basically like Storm
clouds
from
in the
X Men.
sky. Yeah, yeah. Because if you think about it, there hasn't been a devil fruit user who has that ability.
Hmm.
And that is such a powerful ability. Why not save it for somebody who's going to be a big character in the big finale battle at the end?
Yeah. So
So I mean it could be, or maybe it's not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is like some Willa D thing that only certain characters can do who have the Willa D.
I
There's just so much more they got to tell on this story.
I do find it funny that in post time skip we focus more on hockey and talking about like that kind of like power system more than Devil Fruits.
Mm,
I mean, we still see Devil Fruits. Like we talk about how like
yeah.
there's a second like what they call it, awakening or whatever for a Devil Fruit. Like
Mm,
we saw with Dolphy when he's
Doflamingo.
able
Yeah.
to interact with his environment, and then
That is bird.
here
Yeah, yeah.
and then oh god, what's the mochi guy's name again?
Katakuri. Yeah.
Katakuri, he's able to do the same thing, and then we see Luffy able to do that. He's able to make everything like rubber and bouncy. So it's like,
Mm.
so
Even when he hits you in your face.
yeah, you become
That's a,
bouncy and rubber.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. They're trying to make hockey like that. Really is the most like a devil fruit is like a cheating way to get real powerful quicker, but hockey is like the real true way to get like almighty powerful.
Yeah,
Kind of like how Goku and Vegeta train and train and train and work for their power and power ups.
yeah,
That's what I feel like hockey's more aimed at. You got to train to really use that shit. Like a lot of the strats don't even have hockey. It's mainly the strong ones. Jimbei has it. Frankie doesn't even have it. I don't even think Nico Robin has it. We know Zora has it. You said Sanji had it,
Sanji
like
may have it because
Armament Haki. I'm not sure if he
observation
does.
hockey might be.
Oh, observation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know Usopp has observation Haki. He doesn't know it yet,
Usopp,
though.
yeah, Usopp, yeah, he because in
Yeah,
that
he
one
doesn't
scene in
know it yet.
Dressrosa. Oh no, Sanji's got armament though. He's got. I think he also has armament. No, doesn't he?
Does he? I don't know. Cause it
Color of arms. I think he does. Let me see.
Yeah, like the Armament Haki. Yeah, let's look up if Sanji has. I don't think he does. Does Sanji have Armament? No, hold on. There it is. Armament Haki. Let's see. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, yes. Sanji possesses Armament Haki. He is proficient in both Armament and Observation Haki, while his specialty is Observation Haki.
Yeah, and
He
now
can
that
still
he also
effectively
got
use.
another awakening, which was after using the raid suit um from
Go
Germa six
invisible.
six. Yeah, after using the raid suit, that also unlocked the
That was his Dread
experiments,
Devil
his
suit.
super strength,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
where he's
Yep.
now like more like, oh, so if he gets damaged and his neck breaks, he could just put it back in place. So now he's like
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
indestructible,
And
almost.
isn't that crazy how his father thought he was the weakest child and a failure of his experiments? Meanwhile, it turns out he's the most powerful and most successful out of all of them.
Yeah, yeah,
he
that's
was that
crazy.
is that yeah. Man, his backstories were so sad, both of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's hard to say like what transformations I like better. Like there's some I like more than others, other than some I like over here more than over here. Like Gear 3, I never really gave a crap about. It was
yeah,
just him like
it's more
moving.
like a technique than an actual.
Yeah, yeah, but he would call it Gear 3, so that I didn't really give two shits about that one. There's some techniques in Dragon Ball, not techniques, but transformations I never really care for. Like the build up for some of them are really good that I do like Super Saiyan God. I don't give a shit about that because it was just like, here it is, all right, bye. So
I
you
mean, I
don't
like
care
the
about
lore behind the red hair. Like it was like, oh,
I
talking
do
about
too.
how like, oh, you have to get like the pure Saiyans ritual, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, so you can only do this by doing that. But then it's like, oh no, you can access it once you have it.
yeah,
You can access.
it's just like a useless ability on it, not a transformation on its own.
Yeah,
Once they acquired it, they're like, let's combine it with Super Saiyan. Up, Super Saiyan Blue now. So Super Saiyan Blue is like that was their main thing throughout Super pretty much
yeah.
until they got Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. But both of them have their pros and cons with each transformation. What they did for the story, it's hard to say like which one you like better. It's just preference. It doesn't matter. We're not saying this one's better than that one and that's it. It's just preference. Some people are gonna like maybe Gear 5 more than Ultra Instinct. Some people
Yeah.
are gonna like Ultra Instinct more than Gear 5. Some people are gonna like Super Saiyan 3 more than Gear 2. Some people like Super Saiyan or some people like Gear 4 more than Super Saiyan 4. It's just preference. They're both awesome in their own way, but like we said, some of them were pointless. Like Super Saiyan God had a cool build up, but then after he used it for that one movie and that one arc, that was it. It was pretty much useless.
Yeah.
So it same with Super Saiyan 4. Like it was only used in GT, and then it was used like that in Daima, and it's gone. We'll probably never see it again. So same with Vegeta. Like I love Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, but we probably won't see it
Yeah.
again.
Now we probably won't see anything again from Dragon Ball unless Shueisha and Toei get their head out of their asses. So
Yeah, which is I feel like it's also like killing the hype for it. Like you read where the manga after you read the Moro arc and Granola?
I think I'm in the middle of Granola, so I haven't reached. I have seen Ultra Ego Vegeta. I
Okay,
just
yeah.
haven't reached the part where they fight what's his name, um
Granola or gas.
Gas. I
Gas
think it was
or some
Gas.
shit. Yeah, yeah.
So
Bojack's Crew 2.0.
yeah,
Maybe you don't know what I mean yet, but you'll see. It's funny. You'll be like, they're exactly like them. What the hell? So, what I was saying though, like they're killing its hype. Dragon Ball will always be popular, but it was so much more popular when Super was going. and now
from
it's like died down.
from like 2015 to 2020, those
Yeah,
5 years was like that was like the renaissance of Dragon Ball. Hell,
Dragon Ball
I'll
High.
even
Yeah,
say like 2013 to 2020. Because that's when
because when
Battle
you
of Gods, and then we were getting
yeah,
Resurrection F,
yeah.
then Super was announced, and we were getting video games. We were getting
And
like,
what's yeah, we were
uh,
getting more and more and a lot of build up to it. But what I was saying about the manga with the Granola arc and Moro arc, like what you and me were saying, those are the best arcs. Well, since you're not done with Granola yet, the Moro arc
oh, I'm already
is like
loving it, to be honest, because
yeah,
the
those are my
post,
favorite arcs in Super, and they're
yeah,
not even animated.
the post Tournament of Power arcs, and I know we're going off topic, so we'll wrap up soon. But the
Yeah,
post Tournament of Power arcs are like the best arcs in Super because
and
they
get
feel
like
more like Z, and it feels like
yeah,
more is a little bit at stake. Now, that being said, we know Goku and Vegeta and everyone's going to be okay because we all know the ending of Z, unless they
yeah,
retcon that, which I wouldn't mind.
yeah.
Because
I
with
wouldn't either.
One Piece, we're like, oh no, or these characters going to die eventually because we don't know their fates yet. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dragon Ball, it's like predetermined because of that. But
yeah,
yeah, that's the same thing I thought while reading it. I'm like, holy shit, these arcs are just like Z.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
haven't these been animated yet? So
Because the
hopefully they
Shueisha,
will.
god damn
Yeah,
it.
hopefully they'll work out something because it's really just annoying. And we
Yeah.
know why they did Daima because it's on hold and they can't do anything with Dragon Ball right now. So that's why they did
With
Daima just to
Super
hold us over.
specifically, but yeah. And we'll probably do a video. Maybe we'll bring Geekdom back on and talk more about that. Because I would like to talk about more about like should the end of Z be retconned? Because like
Right.
I almost feel like because we just need
At
to
this point,
skip
it
at the
just
end.
should be.
We just need to skip to the end. And to be honest, you can only drag out Dragon Ball so much until it becomes boring. One Piece is still, yes, it's long and still going, but what I've noticed is like watching it more, like yeah, there's some bad parts where it's bad pacing and just some things
Mm,
get repetitive and annoying, but there's still a lot you to cover with this world. The world feels huge and has endless amount of possibilities, people, foes, and stuff like that for our characters to keep growing
yeah.
stronger. And it's like, you know, it's basically like my Dragon Ball 2.0. What I'm saying by that is like it's my it's like
Yeah.
something to hold me while Dragon Ball is off in the in the waiting room. So
Yeah. And what I love about One Piece is it never takes breaks, maybe a week break, but it never does like, all right, this season's over, gotta wait a year, like JJK and most anime now.
yeah.
One Piece never stops. It did do that break for 4 months and came back in April, which I'm fine with. That was its first ever break that they really ever took.
It gave me
It's
enough
been an
time to get caught up,
ongoing
so
yeah, but it's been like it's like an ongoing series, and they don't throw in bullshit filler. Like Dragon Ball filler, I always liked Z and Super,
yeah.
but like Naruto and Bleach have such bad, boring, stupid filler that's
Well, with
so
One
whack.
Piece filler, it's not that long, or not
Yeah,
even
it's
Dragon
like
Ball's filler
two
is
to
not
four
that long
episodes.
either.
Yes,
Like,
that's what Dragon Ball is
but
like
with
2 to 4
other
episodes.
animes like Naruto and Bleach, it's just a long
It's like
fucking
double digit episodes, like 10 and
yeah,
more. And it's like, come on, man, because you want to get back to the main story.
yeah.
And it's like, I need to know what's gonna happen. What are we doing?
I mean, you can also count pacing in One Piece as filler, but to be honest,
Yeah,
that's just pacing. To be honest, so
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's our video. I mean, we're kind of like going back and forth with each anime, which is fun. We love both these series, and we want to talk more One Piece on here. So we're trying to
yeah.
do more One Piece episodes. Me and Champ are gonna do another episode
Probably ranking or
soon.
their arcs like from least
Yeah,
to
all the
best.
One Piece
Yeah,
arcs.
and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so we'll do that. Maybe we'll also talk about because I want to talk about my experience more with my experience with One Piece, talking about like I am planning to do another video talking about all the post time skip arcs. Which by the
No,
way, be sure to check out my first video talking about the pre time skip. So that that'll be linked somewhere here, down there.
it'll
I
be
don't know,
linked right over there.
somewhere. But anyway, guys, let us know, what do you guys think? Do you think Dragon Ball transformations, do you think they still have like the better build up? Do you prefer One Piece transformations? Let me know. At the end of the day, we all love both. If so, be kind to one another. Be respectful.
Be kind. Rewind.
Oh,
That's when
God.
VHS tapes were around.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, be sure to subscribe and stay notified, and we will see you in the next video. Till then.
It feels like the full Dookie Super Saiyan Goku.
And absolutely dislike hard plastic capes.
Give me GT Goku, now give me my future, go on!
Like, I don't know.